Hi everyone, welcome to a new episode of Jennifer's Tale, My Life as a Crossdresser. I, of course, am Jennifer, and welcome to episode 100. Woo! I made it to episode 100. I feel like I'm a big girl now, that I am a legitimate podcaster. I've done 100 episodes, and I hope you have checked out the vast majority of them. If you are new to my podcast, welcome. This is episode 100. If you are watching on YouTube, first thing I'd like to say is do me a favor, right below my boobs here, click on the subscribe button for my channel. I have done plenty of episodes of my podcast, Jennifer's Tale. I am a lifelong cross-dresser, and over the episodes, over the past 99 episodes, I've talked about everything from my desires, my feelings, my sexuality, my hopes, my dreams, all sorts of stuff like that. And if you are a crossdresser, this podcast is definitely for you. If you are trans, if you are a significant other or a friend of a crossdresser, I think you'll find a lot of my podcast episodes of interest. And please do me a favor, check out previous episodes. Now, if you are listening on audio, whether it be on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, welcome as well. Please do me a favor, subscribe to my podcast. If you're on iTunes, leave a positive review. That will get more people checking out my podcast. All of the things that I said about being a crossdresser and what my podcast is about all apply to you as well. So please check out previous episodes, and let's get into this 100th episode. First, I want to say to those of you who have watched or listened or made comments or emailed me, thank you for your watching and listening to my podcast. I love the fact that I get to reach out to other women like myself and make friends and hopefully shed some light on the subject of cross-dressing, make you feel like you're not alone, make you feel like you have another sister out here who feels exactly like you do. And thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Now, this episode is going to hopefully get me a bunch of likes, a bunch of views, and boost my ratings up on YouTube and also wherever you listen. This episode is entitled Sex and the Single/Married Crossdresser. Now, if you are a crossdresser like myself, chances are you've had these feelings ever since you were little. I remember, when I was 4 or 5 years old, taking Nerf balls, putting them under my shirt to look like Dolly Parton, who I'd seen on Hee Haw. I loved her big boobs, and as you can see by the video, I definitely still love big boobs. But as time went on, and as I matured and became a young man or a teenager, I discovered I still had this interest in women's clothes, and I discovered my mom's box of pantyhose. So in between my mom's undergarments and pantyhose, I discovered that women's clothes were a sexual turn-on for me. It was probably my first sexual experience wearing pantyhose that maybe is what has led me to today. Who knows? But if you are a crossdresser, chances are you probably have a similar story. Chances are you discovered by taking, something of your sister's or your mom's, you found out that dressing up as a woman or having a woman's article of clothing on was a sexual turn-on for you. And for some of you girls out there that I've talked to, that does it for you. There's plenty of girls out there that as they've gone through life, all they need is a pair of pantyhose or putting on a bra or a slip or something like that. It turns them on, they get their sexual enjoyment out of it, and that's all they need. For a lot of other girls, though, there's more to it than that, myself included, as you can see by the fact that I like to totally dress up as a woman from time to time. Now, as time has gone on for me, dressing up as a woman, I'll definitely admit it's still a sexual thrill. Being able to dress up and look enticing and sexy and beautiful as a woman, like with me showing off my cleavage or wearing a short skirt, it is a sexual turn-on for me. It's enjoyment for me to be able to go out in public dressed up as a woman and, express my femininity. But there's also a sexual component to it in that if I'm out and a guy smiles at me or I get a wink or a door is held open for me and a guy says hi, I'm excited. I'm turned on. I like the fact that I'm acknowledged as a woman, but maybe there's a bit more to it. Maybe the guy finds me attractive in a sexual way, which that turns me on. And for those, there's a lot of you girls out there that are that way as well. As I've increased my social media presence, once I started being on Facebook, and especially after I started my podcast, I started hearing from a lot of girls, or reaching out to a lot of girls and just chit-chatting with them. And it may be controversial, maybe I shouldn't say anything. However, I will say that there are a lot of you girls out there that on your Facebook page, you will say how you are not interested in men, how you are a straight male cross-dresser, you are married, happily married, you're interested in women. But I've talked to a lot of you girls out there who, once you let your guard down or feel you can confide in me or confide in another girl, you will admit that you have the same kind of feelings I do. Whether it be you're attracted to men, or you do find yourself sexually aroused when a guy finds you attractive or sends you a message on Facebook or tells you you're pretty. Or maybe you're attracted to other cross-dressers. Maybe you are still attracted to the female form, but you are turned on by the fact that you like dressing up as a woman and finding another person who's dressed up as a woman, but you know there's more to it from the waist down than what you're seeing. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's why I'm talking about this subject. Having sexual interests that are outside the norm is perfectly okay. You know, for me, dressing up as a woman, like I said, being able to express my femininity is great. I love it. I love being able to go out and be Jennifer and go have lunch or a coffee or whatever, and I totally enjoy it. But I also will freely admit that there are times when a guy smiles at me that it turns me on, I get aroused by it, and I am interested in having sex with a male or a guy at some point. Because to me, I guess I've always been bi-curious. I've kind of denied it over the years, but even probably in high school, I was bi-curious, and I will admit that I do find male genitalia more attractive than females. And maybe that's because I'm more interested in guys than I am in girls. But for me to totally figure out where I am on the gay or straight spectrum, I feel like I need to have sex with a guy, or a guy have sex with me as Jennifer, to know if that is where my passion truly lies. I have a strange feeling it probably is, but I don't want to just assume something, because you never know. It could happen and I could be totally disgusted by it and decide I don't want to have sex with anybody. Or maybe I just want to continue having sex with women or my wife. And I think there's a lot of you girls out there who are exactly the same way. You just don't want to admit it to yourselves. Now for me, you know, the more I think about it, this is something that I've probably dealt with or tried to figure out over the past 30 years. And maybe you're a girl like me who's the exact same way. Maybe you've had these thoughts and feelings, and you're trying to figure out where you are. I just want you to know that you're not alone. I am right there with you, and it's part of who we are. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being attracted to whomever you find attractive, whether it's a guy, whether it's a cross-dresser, a biological woman. It's all okay. Feel free to tell people how you feel or what you're interested in. You don't have to hide it, especially in this day and age. You know, maybe 30 years ago, maybe that's why I suppressed my feelings, is because I was afraid of how my friends and family would react if I said I was interested in guys. But nowadays, everything's so wide open and out there, you don't need to be afraid of who you are. Whether you're a cross-dresser, whether you're trans, whether you're gay, we're all human beings. We all should love one another. We all should be understanding of one another. And life is too short to be afraid to express who you are. And that, I think, kind of sums up this episode. Don't be afraid of who you are. So I hope you find this episode of interest. If you have a comment on this subject, if you would like to talk to me about it, feel free to leave a comment. You can send me an email at jenniferstalePodcast, that's all one word, at gmail.com. Tell me about your sexuality. If you want to express, tell me about how you feel or what you're attracted to. I won't tell a soul about it. I won't say anything. I will talk directly to you. I'm willing to open up myself as an open book and share who I am. And feel free to share with me in return. So, until next time, this is Jennifer saying hugs and kisses. Bye-bye.